Lone, blind people, do they look into the void of death? That's what we're talking about today because I just wanted to talk about something, and that's what I thought. So I had a high thought one time. These are my notes. Blind people see into death if there is no religion. What is nothing? It's indescribable. The blind, especially those who have never not been blind, they are looking into the void, but they cannot describe it to us, which I find very interesting because if there is no religion, which I know, controversial, but let's just say the atheists won. There is nothing. At least you don't go to hell. That's a kind of a plus. You don't get the everlasting love of Jesus Christ, or whatever. But you know, I mean, you got to live with you got to die with what is a thing in this scenario. Anyway, so there is no religion. Once you die, you're just dead. It's like being not born. You don't even remember what that's like, right? So what is it? We can't describe it. But if you've always been blind and you've never used your eyes, you've never been able to see, what are you seeing? They can't describe it, right? They don't even know what sight is. They can't comprehend it, and we can't comprehend what they see. I remember seeing a really interesting TikTok where a person who was always blind said one thing that they found very interesting about sight is that things get smaller the farther they are away from you. And they were like, that doesn't make sense. And I was like, that's true. Because to them, size is like a feeling. It's a feeling thing. Like, this is small, this is bigger. But this can be closer to me, right? Like, look, but it's still bigger or smaller. Anyway, you get what I'm saying. Do you? So I find that very interesting. But what are they seeing? Are they seeing nothing? Well, what the fuck does that mean? Are they seeing black? Are they seeing white? Are they seeing neuron little synapses? Probably not, because then they'd be able to tell you that they're seeing little sparks of light. Their eyes just don't freaking work. So what the heck does that mean? I don't know. So since they are seeing nothing, they might be looking into the void. What if they are actually seeing something, but they just can't tell us? What if they're looking into the void? I just find that so curious. And so I also kind of wonder if somebody is deaf and they've always been deaf, are they hearing the void? And if someone's always mute, are they speaking the void? I don't know. That doesn't make any sense. Anyway, so I don't really know anything about the science of what I'm talking about right now. So I found a video by this guy named Vision Vibes, which I don't know if they're credible or not, but I'm gonna see some of their video to see what do blind people see in their dreams. Because what if they are looking beyond? I don't know. I just find it very interesting, and this is just something I want to talk about. Let's see
those questions. But studies now show that the parts of the brain responsible for vision are active as blind people dream.
Okay, is that blind people dream? Yes, but is it like even the people that have always been blind?
Even if they've been blind since birth.
Okay, good start.
And as a bonus, we'll talk about why blind people have way more nightmares than sighted people.
What? They are looking into the void, dude. They're looking into... What are they looking into? Nightmares. If they're looking into the void and they're seeing a lot more nightmares, that means... we got, do not die, dude. Do not die. If you are suicidal, do not die. We want you here. We don't want you into the nightmares.
You may have been able to see at one point, but then you lost your vision because of degenerative eye conditions.
Yes, we don't care about that. I mean, no. We do care about that. No, we do care about that. I'm so sorry if you lost your sight. That would suck. I understand. I don't understand. You get what I'm saying. I'm sorry. But we're focusing on the people who have always been blind.
People could have been blind since birth, which is called congenital blindness.
Congenital blindness is what we're talking about, yes.
Are very different for those two groups.
Okay.
Let's start with the people who became blind later in life, which is known as acquired blindness.
I'm sorry, we don't care.
Let's talk about what people with congenital blindness, people who were born blind, see when they're awake.
Wait, they can talk about that? I thought, how my whole theory is about to be disrupted or like proven wrong. How do we know? How in God's name do we know what they see? How can if you're born blind, is science really that crazy? Okay, I'm curious. Vision vibes. I'm curious. Let's see.
Again, this group has never had a working connection between their eyes and their brain. Just like that small group of people with acquired blindness who completely lost their vision, they would perceive more of nothingness rather than blackness. I know it may be hard to really understand the difference between those two things again. For me, the idea of darkness or blackness is defined as the absence of light. So it's a
I knew it, okay? It is nothing, and they don't even know how to describe nothing.
contrast to that, like when I'm looking at something and then close my eyes. But for somebody fully blind since birth, they don't have light perception to contrast with darkness. Like I said before, imagine what you see behind you. It's nothing, not black.
What is behind me? Wait, I can see what's behind me because I can see what my camera sees. There is nothing. You can look into the void by just looking behind you, but not by looking behind you. Interesting. Interesting. We're getting somewhere. This is scientific.
I used to assume that congenitally blind people would just dream in their other senses, hearing, smell, touch, while still seeing nothing like they do when they're awake.
Yes.
Their dreams definitely do place a larger emphasis on those non-visual senses than the dreams of sighted people.
Okay.
But studies as far back as 2003 and more recent ones show that the same brain areas responsible for visual processing are active during REM sleep in congenitally blind people.
Okay, so if they're active, I'm losing myself here. Let's keep going.
MRI scans suggest that these brain areas might create abstract or non-traditional forms of visual imagery. This supports the idea that the brain can simulate visual experiences even in the absence of actual signal going from your eyes to your brain. But they wouldn't visualize.
Okay, that would make sense because, like, have you guys ever seen the whole thing where it's like, okay, we have blind spots in our vision, but our brain makes up, it almost like AI generates, like the blind spots so that we can see what we can't see, and it's pretty accurate. It's pretty accurate. So your brain can make up visuals for your brain to see itself. So that stuff is still correct, or that stuff is still working if you're blind. It's just a connection from your eyes, so it's making abstract imagery because it's never seen any other imagery, which totally makes sense.
Full scenes like an apple or a house because they don't have the visual context of seeing those things in real life. It's very likely more like Charles Bonnet syndrome with glows, flashes, and other abstract patterns.
That's so interesting. So if you know the feeling of an apple, but you've never seen an apple, what does an apple look like to a man who's dreaming that's always been blind? This is not answering any of my questions.
Let's talk about how the dreams of congenitally blind people compare to the dreams of unborn fetuses who have never really opened their eyes in the real world. Prenatal studies.
What? We can do that? What? The unborn fetus dreams? What the heck? Dude, they are dreaming of the void because when you're unborn fetus, you don't know what the heck you are. So you don't have consciousness. Is that before you being born? Is that the whole thing of like, you don't know what it's like not being born. So you definitely don't remember what death is or know what death is like because you don't, that was nothingness, but they are dreaming while they are nothing. They're not nothing, but you get what I'm saying.
Fetal brain activity do show that the visual cortex of a fetus is active as they're dreaming in the womb, potentially priming the fetus for visual experiences once they're born and actually go through life. Congenitally, people may tap into some form of the same capability to create those abstract visuals as they dream outside of any actual signal coming in from their eyes to their brain.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Memory of doing that. One part of the studies that was the hardest thing for me to wrap my brain around personally was how when the researchers then ask the blind people, what do you see in your dream? Do you visually see anything? They would say that they don't. And the researchers across multiple studies are arguing that they don't have the context of visually seeing something as they're awake, so they don't really have the words to compare that experience to what they're experiencing in their dream. These abstract visual images are just something different happening as they dream that is unrelated from their normal waking life.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. They can't describe it, dude. They can't describe it. So we know that in their brain, the little sparks of energy are going bleep, bleep, bleep. But like, are they actually seeing anything? I don't know. They don't know either, because what does that mean? I don't know if we're coming to any conclusions here.
2014 Danish study showed that blind people experience up to 4 times more nightmares.
4 times?
The authors suggest that blind people are more likely to encounter dangerous scenarios in their normal everyday life, like getting lost or falling. And these stressful events may be mirrored in their nightmares.
Oh, okay. If you'd like to, we only watched part of this video, so if you want to go check out Vision Vibes, you can link down in the description. Seems like actually a really interesting video, and he only has 1.6K views on a great video and 6,000 subs. So go check him out. Okay, so let's come to a conclusion. Blind people having more nightmares, kind of a false flag. Okay, naturally their lives are a little bit more dangerous. It makes sense that they're a little bit more scared of tripping in their dream when we don't really have to worry that much about that. I wonder if they have falling dreams. Anyway, well, they probably do, but they just can't see how far they're falling. That'd be a lot scarier. So are they looking into the void? This is my conclusion. Again, if we're basing off the premise of the fact that there is no religion, or even if there is a religion, they are still viewing something that is so indescribable. They are viewing into nothing constantly. They are staring at the void, and the void is staring back at them. If the brain is looking into nothing and interpreting visuals based off of nothing, is it still a mirror of the reality of nothing, the non-reality, the nothing-reality? If I saw an apple, closed my eyes, had to draw an apple for you, it's still somewhat resembling an apple. I've seen something and replicated it in my dreams, and I'm drawing what I saw in my dreams. Oh, it's an apple. If they were able to draw what they see, is it a reflection of nothing because they're still getting something? Is it like they're peering into the fourth dimension, man? No, because it's nothing. But what is nothing? We can't comprehend. I don't know. This was a pointless video. If you learned something, it wasn't because of me. It was because of Vision Vibes. Go subscribe to them. I'm sorry for stealing your content. Blind people look into the void. They are void seers. I refuse to call them blind. They see what we could never. We are the actual blind ones. That is my conclusion. Thank you so much for watching. Ooh, I have something to do. You can click off this video now if you don't care. We are playing Wordle! If you're not in my Discord, we play Wordle almost every day. In Silo, I'm about to kick your ass! Let's do this! I have been crushing Wordle this whole time. You can't stop me, dude. Silo, you cannot stop me. And I'm about to beat you again. What do we... I always go beard first. Okay, only a B. Let's go joust. Okay, an O. So we got a B and an O to work with. Ooh, not good. What about, Obome. Oh, man. Chobby. Chobby? Is chobby a word? Chomb. No, O can't be in the second place. No S. Clobby. Clome. Clobe. Go. Void. Fuck. No. What is it, man? Come on, you can't. It's embarrassing. Globby. What about globby? Whoa! Okay, not bad. Globby. I feel like it has to be an L starting word, maybe, because it can't be in the second. It can't be in the last position. I don't know about an a bull sound. You know what I mean? So L A E I O and U. It's I Livbo. You know what I mean? It's got Lisbo. No, we can't do that. Limbo. Boys, is it limbo? Drum roll, please. Limbo! Let's go, Silo. Oh wait, we actually tied. Oh, I thought I beat him. Good job, Silo. Put it there. Good job. We'll see about tomorrow, though. Goodbye.